Hey guys, how you doing? Well, I happen to be doing a lot better today than I did yesterday. And I appreciate all you guys just allowing me to vent my raw feelings and to see it's a never ending thing because throughout my life I'm always penalized for doing nothing wrong. I lost two jobs for doing nothing wrong. And both of those jobs I lost because someone took offense at the fact that I'm doing a good job. And they took it personally because I made them look bad. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not my problem. But you made it my problem when you set things up for me to get fired. Okay? And I did nothing wrong. I was doing my job the way I'm supposed to. It was an ordinary day. See? And this is why I had brought up the disgruntled office worker or mail worker shooting up all the employees because, and now everybody else who got shot and killed. It was another day for them. They're doing nothing wrong. You know, they love their jobs. And this one person who took offense at something happening to him caused all these people's lives as well as livelihoods. So I get punished for doing nothing wrong. I was feeding my goldfish as a kid. My dad told me don't overfeed him. And he showed me how to feed him. I said, this is what you do. You hold the food over the bowl and give it 2 taps. And that's what I did. Every day I gave the fish food 2 taps. And the fish died. I was doing nothing wrong. And somehow I killed my goldfish when I was a little boy. So all these bad things seem to happen to me when I'm doing nothing wrong. And it goes way back to when I was a kid. So this is why I had an enormous reaction to this. Because I'm just sitting here minding my own business. And then for doing nothing wrong, I get items confiscated. I'm like, oh no. I feel like Rodney Dangerfield. I don't get a break. You know, it's like, what I do now? And I'm like scratching my head. That's why I was in shock. I'm like, huh? You know, is this a dream? I'm just minding my own business and all of a sudden, could I have your sharp objects, please? Please hand them over. I mean, that's not the way she presented it, but that's the way it felt. But I understand it was a serious situation down there. Doesn't make me feel any better. And I wonder if I'll ever get them back. You know how confiscations are. You know. Don't pay the rent, get evicted. Don't pay on the car, it gets towed. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. But I'm sitting here minding my own business, and I have my scissors and my nail clippers confiscated for doing nothing wrong. It's just like, oh my God. So anyway, that aside, I told you at the end of that video that hopefully I'm going to have some happy things to tell you. And I do. I got wonderful, wonderful news that, man, if I could do a happy dance like Snoopy does, with his ears going, and he's like, believe me, I'd do it. I could. Yesterday, after I made that video, it was time for therapy. And I've been working very, very hard in my therapy, doing the exercises. And one of my favorite exercises is the resistance. Excuse me. Man, I drank too much. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I drank too much orange juice. That's what I drank. The resistance exercise is when the therapist puts his hand against my foot and pushes against my foot while I'm trying to push my foot away. So he presents a lot of resistance, and that strengthens my legs. And I can feel it too. Oh yes, I can feel it. I love those exercises where I feel the muscles working. And I'll tell you, it wore me out though. Ooh, I was out like a light. That is, if someone turned the light off, that is. But it was like, I was out. So anyway, yesterday, there were a couple of times I tried to stand. And it was all trial and error. Because I had been laying on my back for almost a month. And my legs just did not get that constant, working. So they got weaker and weaker and weaker. So I understood. So it was a lot of trial and error too. Because when I stand up on the edge of the bed, I found I couldn't do it. And the first time, each therapist had their foot against mine. And they wrapped the gait belt around me. And they had to make sure the walker was secure. And that's very difficult to do, to have two people, 4 hands, 4 strong arms, and to grab a hold of the gait belt and pull me up to a standing position while also holding onto the walker with their feet propped against mine. I get up, but because the feet were still up against mine, I couldn't move my feet. And I had to lay back, I had to sit back down. It was like, oh, I gotta sit back down. And we talked about it afterwards, and I said, you know, you kept your feet against mine. You didn't give me a chance to shift my standing so I could feel I could give myself balance. So I'll tell you what you do. Next time, as soon as I'm standing, move your feet away. They said, okay, we'll do that. Then the next time I did it, they had, I don't know why, one of the therapists had their hand on my gait belt. The other, I think he had his arm under my shoulder, also to pull me up. And the other therapist, all he needed to do was put one hand on the walker, one hand on the gait belt, and put all his weight against the walker, against the wall, so it wouldn't move. Didn't work because even though he tried to put his weight against the walker, as I was standing up, the walker moved. And that caused me to feel insecure. I couldn't reach for the walker because I was too scared. And I said, I gotta sit down. And then I said, okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Only this time, please put your hand on the walker. Okay? I think I can get up on my own. All I need is for you guys to just grab onto that gate belt and hoist me up. I don't think I need you to lift me under my shoulders or lift me under my armpits to hoist me up. What I need is I need that walker secured. So he said, so what you want me to do? He said, so the other therapist said, so I didn't do a good job keeping the walker secure. I said, no, you didn't. I need both hands on the walker, like I always do. When I got CNA helping me up, she's got both hands on the walker, on the front and on the side. I said, that's where your hands should be. Because I'll grab one hand here, one hand on the walker, and you put the center and on that side. And then I'll stand up, and then I'll shift my legs, and I'll reach for the walker. And then when I got my bearing, you let go. And that's the way it's always been. So I said, that's the way I want you to do it. If you do that, I should have no troubles. So they said, okay, we'll do it. We'll try it your way. And it worked. It worked. Because one hand was a therapist, occupational therapist. One hand on the walker, one hand on the gait belt. The other therapist, one hand on the walker, the other hand on the gait belt. I did my 1, 2, 3 lift, and as soon as I stood up, they moved their feet away. They still had the walker secured, and I felt confident, and I shifted my position. And then I reached for the walker, and I was able to stand. I was able to stand, my friend. Yay! For the first time in almost a month, I stood on my own. Well, with the walker, of course. so happy. Progress. Progress, my friends. Progress. That I got to stand up on my feet. And after not even 2 weeks of therapy, I think this is what, my second week of therapy. So I lost some of my independence, lost some of the strength in my legs, but I regained a lot of it back through all the therapy and exercises. All the weights put up around my ankles as I did leg exercises, strengthening my core muscles and strengthening my leg muscles. About a week and a half, not even 2 weeks. So that's great. And I think we'll do it, I think maybe a few more times. And then we will work on my going down to the gym once again. So, just wanted to share that great news. That of my recovery from being in quarantine for 3 weeks. So, anyway, that's the great news I want to share with all you guys. So, take care, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon. Okay. Take care. Bye.